Hey everybody, what's up? So I decided to make a video explaining why there's been no gaming related content. And I think y'all should know. And there are people who watch the channel, a very actually few that know about this, but it's just high time. Back in June, I got a cochlear implant. If you don't know what that is, basically there's like a processor kind of like unit that's put into your head. And what they do is they drill into a part of your bone to get to your cochlear where they run wire through, and you put the cochlear on top over your ear, and then there's a magnet that attaches to another part, processor part, which sends signal into it, sends signal through the cochlear, and it allows for you to read or to hear. The problem is at first, everything may sound tinny, robotic. Some people have said it sounds cartoony. And when I heard that, I'm just going, I want to hear somebody go, "Oh boy," and Mickey Mouse voice, but that hasn't happened. And one of the things they suggested was watching TED Talks and listening to it as you're reading the captioning. I'm used to reading closed captioning. It's something I've been doing for a long, long time. So I am used to it. The problem is, as you're trying to hear this like robotic speech and reading the closed captioning and making sure everything's going through correctly, for me, it's been getting a little tiring. I do it for about half an hour to an hour every day because I want to get used to these things. And it takes a long time to learn how to rehear. And was against doing it. And finally, my doctor goes, look, you've lost a lot of hearing and you really should, consider doing this. Finally, I broke down. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do it. And the, you know, I had one person, I told them, look, I'm gonna have to learn how to rehear. They thought, oh, by getting the cochlear, you just hear automatically. Like, no, you have to teach your brain how to hear again. It is frustrating because you're like, I don't like this, this tinny sound, this robotic sound. And they said, oh, one of the things you can do is you can stream through your phone. Well, my phone doesn't stream that way. You have to spend upwards to $800 to get a phone that allows for you to stream through this device they give you in order to be able to hear it. Thankfully, there's a part of it where it doesn't. I want to stream through my phone anyways. I'm just not that type of person. But it does have a microphone where if like you're sitting in a crowded restaurant, you can kind of hand it to somebody. They can speak into it and you can hear them. I've tested that. It does sound a little bit on the robotic side, but it does work. The amount of TED Talks I've watched, it's crazy. It really is because they suggested that. They suggested audiobooks, but I'm like, I have to see what's being said, and I don't like being read to. Never have. So I'm not getting an audiobook to learn how to hear. That's not my style. So been watching TED Talks, different subjects, which is weird because I'm learning new things at the same time. So why am I telling you all this now? I want you to understand that with everything going on, sometimes it is draining and it doesn't want you to, makes you not want, in my case, play video games, watch movies. It's just, I've got so many movies to watch as it is, so many games to play. I want to get back into playing games because I can play games as long as there's closed captioning, subtitles, whatever you want to call them. That's fine. I can do it that way. Then I can have the processor on which will allow for me to hear what's going on. But the problem is with the right hand side, it's a little bit more trickier. So I've not really been wearing my hearing aid as much because I want to try to learn how to hear through this ear more. It's a constant struggle. It really is because I get people that get frustrated with me. I'm like, look, it's not an easy fix. It takes a while. And to try to explain that to people, it gets frustrating. So please give me some time to get back into gaming. Yes, it's been about a month since I've turned a console on, and I know that having that on will be extra help, but when you sit there and you sit there learning, trying to learn how to hear, it's just, I don't know how some people have done it. I really don't. And I know, if there's anybody from the deaf community who ends up watching this, I understand that there's a deal about cochlears, but hey, I was deaf, when started to go deaf later in life. It's a choice that I end up making. It's a choice that could make some changes in my life. Can I hear better? I don't know. It's going to depend on how everything goes with the relearning how to hear, but it's something I'm doing for myself. So please don't get mad at me, um, if you're in that situation. It was a choice that I ended up making myself. And because I've never seen myself, because of it, started going deaf later in life, I never consider myself to be part of the deaf community. So that's why. I just wanted to get that out of the way, a little disclaimer. But yeah, sorry for, waiting for so long to tell y'all, but I just decided it was time. I wanted to explain why why there was no content. Um, so yeah, that's it. Talk to y'all later. Take care.